Mhm.
Okay, it's showing
Cloud.
green over here. So can you just check it
Okay.
once?
Yeah, now we are
It's
live now.
college canteen. Okay.
But
So
there is nothing visible over there. It's just all black. Okay, now it's visible. Yeah, we are visible.
and is it audible too, or is there
Yeah,
any
Yeah,
audio
it's
issues?
audible too. It's
All
audible
right.
too. Yeah.
Okay. So hello everyone. We are back again here.
Yeah. Hi.
hi,
Hi Anubhav. Hi
So
Akhil.
hi
today
guys.
we have one more member, our previous member Anubhav Gupta too.
Yeah,
Yesterday he
welcome.
was not able to attend due to some circumstances, and now today we are like starting with a great topic. So, so what is the topic of today, Aditya?
Yeah, it's very simple and clear. Biomagnetism.
Like it just
Yeah,
seems to be simple, but I
Everything
think
seems
there
to
is a
be
lot.
simple until and unless it's touched or feel.
Eh?
Until and unless it's
it's
experienced,
just
or we
Yeah,
the
say
feel.
yes. So let's start from you only.
like what me.
Yeah,
So
Uh,
yeah. So
oh,
who do you want to start with?
no, it's not a problem. I can start with it.
Okay.
So actually, before this live, I was watching a few videos and reading articles about this biomagnetism thing. So let's get started with the basics, like the what is the definition of biomagnetism exactly is. So it's basically like magnetism and biology. So whenever there is it's a study of magnetic fields inside the living organisms like us, the human beings or animals, birds, anything. So
Okay.
study of that it's yeah, that terminology is called biomagnetism. So what happens here is, like, we all know, we have we are science students, we are engineering students, we know how electricity by magnetic fields and electric fields, magnetic fields and motion are connected, right? With the Fleming's left hand right hand rule, we all are familiar with that. Like, if there is electricity and motion, then there has to be magnetic field, and vice versa. Like, all these three are connected. And I forgetting the rule what it exactly called, but yeah, this is how all three are connected. So this happens, it goes along with us also. Like, we human beings, we have minerals, and that our neuron carries charge to transmit. Like, there is all the things happening around, like the chemical signals are turned into electrical signals, and then they are like transported, and the communication happens and everything. So basically, neurons are communicating with each other with the help of electricity, like electric signals. And we just discussed that signals and motion of these electric signals can produce magnetic fields, right? So this is exactly what happens inside us. These are very weak magnetic fields, but yeah, they exist. And this biomagnetism, these people, these scientists, they are interested in, like, interacting with these fields and knowing what can cause, what are the impacts, and how we can utilize it to, like, some sort of uh, medicine, like curing people and any diagnosis, sort of diagnosis, something like that. So this was the whole idea of biomagnetism. I think I have elaborated well.
Yeah. You have explained beautifully what is the topic about and let everybody understand it so easily that what we will be talking about. So, Anbo, what are your views and what are your like whatever you have read about it? Because we cannot directly give our thoughts in the scientific things.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. This is right. Like I was also watching two, three videos in the YouTube, and also read about biomagnetism through Google. So I found that biomagnetism is produced in two ways in our body. Like first is about natural ion current in the body from lungs. From lung.
You got mute. Anbo.
Yeah, so the first method is about natural ion current in the body from muscles and nerves, like heart, brain, etc. And the second method is like contaminated magnetic particles in the body. The second one I want to demonstrate with the example. sorry, I want to give one example. Like
Mm-hmm.
in one example, like I am watching from the YouTube. So the professor demonstrate the example like by taking a dust particles and say a man to to get into their some lungs and put a magnet over the lungs, so that create a magnetic field around the human. So human bodies behave like a weak magnet. So the uh, this is the like demonstrate by this example is demonstrated by the researcher or scientist.
Mm-hmm.
So human body can also be act like a magnet basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
So I was reading one book which was about the energy fields nearer to the human body. So basically, there are kind of, you must have heard about the aura, mm, outside the human body around 1 feet, 2.0.5 feet, and depends upon person to person. Okay, so there I have read about this phenomena, that how biomagnetism gets arrived in the human body, like in uh, and also the magnetic field of human body changes according place to place. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you will measure of an astronaut, then definitely the magnetic field which is coming out of the human body will be changed. And if you will measure it in the moon, it will be different, and if you will measure it in the earth, then it will be different. And according to that, like, book and articles, most accurate magnetic field coming out of the human body is in the earth only. So why this is happening is, outside our ionosphere there are many ions in the atmosphere and earth. So this creates a potential difference, and the electricity flows through it, and human is acting as a good conductor over there.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many people who have, some affinity towards getting more yeah,
Magnetized, yeah. Basically, they
yeah,
are like.
magnetism and
Uh,
all those things.
I
So there
was.
was a story of one uh, doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So he was having some kind of power, you can say. So
Mm-hmm.
he was not a power exactly, but due to this phenomena he was be able to stop the bleeding by like touching and like healing the area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we often heard that there are some people who can cure you by touching, and who can cure you by like fix the things by touching and seeing this. So these are the things like affecting your energy with like their magnetic effect, their magnetism is aligning with your magnetism and like curing the things. Like those things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing, like we find some of the people very much attractive or kind of these are, like not exactly scientifically proven things, but scientists are maybe working on that, we don't know. But there are some people who are having a good magnetic field, we can say, or attracting nature of magnetic field, so that people are getting drawn towards them. So these things, those things are sorry, the biomagnetism and these things may be the possible reasons or possible explanations of those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we also know that MRI is done to
Mm-hmm.
assess the human body, like which part is getting damaged or
damaged.
getting
Yeah,
some disease or kind of thing. So the magnetic fields emerging from those organs and those tissues, those things are measured by, yeah, you can take. So by the machine, and then like they assess the thing, and there are scientists working on that only, so that they can generate devices which could be able to treat some kind of disease and all.
Yeah,
So these
absolutely.
are the applications of biomagnetism.
yeah,
And I would like to add, like, it's not only limited to the animals, like I just said in the beginning. So I have also read about this things happening in the birds, like the migratory birds who migrate to, like, they are very large in numbers, and they
Yeah,
migrate to
yeah,
a different place, a
different
different
place. Yeah,
geographical location, and how they exactly know where to, like, how to
to
go there.
locate.
Yeah.
to locate.
So how do they navigate actually? So I've just saw a video. So these migratory birds, hummingbirds basically, or any other migratory birds, in their eyes, in their retina, they're actually a special protein called chlorophyllus. I don't actually remember the name. It's something related to chromophim, something like that. So what this protein does is it actually interferes with the electromagnetic field,
Okay.
sorry, magnetic field present in the, in the earth, like this
atmosphere.
north south, yeah, in the atmosphere. It interferes with that, and it uh, generates a different vision in through the bird. Like if the bird is aligned with this north to south, this pole direction, exact direction, so this bird will get a different view. And if it shifts tilts towards right or left, then the field of view changes accordingly. Like the tilt shift lenses, like it gets shallower, blurry at the end and the bottom and the top, and it's sharper at the mid range or something like that,
Middle.
yeah. And if you tilt it around, so it will be sharper at the diagonally opposite ends, something like that. So it exactly happens to the birds, which carries these kind of proteins. So this like it helps in the navigation, like wherever they are getting the clearer view, they know that, yeah, I have to get there. That's north, or some sort of mapping, it happens over in their brain, like I have to get there because that's a clearer region, and this side is something different, and this something is different. So whatever compass we are following, like the human, what we call it, human model of directions, like the north, south, west, and east. So they have also inculcated some sort of this directions thing by nature.
They have their own
Yeah, with
capability.
the help
Yeah.
of this magnetism and this nature.
Oh,
So that
nice.
is a very complex and a great thing to discuss with.
Yeah.
Like you cannot just imagine the complexity of things which are
Present in
uh,
nature,
Yeah.
yeah.
into action and organisms. Like
Right.
who has shown that the electromagnetic and sorry the magnetic fields will interfere with some sort of chemicals and will can create a
Different
field
vision.
of view.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so it like feels like some science fiction or like like very
Absolutely.
advanced
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
but
actually a huge topic like this. Our scientists are doing research on that, and because like by using these biomagnetism, most of the cure are like most of the tissues are healed, or you can say we can control pain also by using
Right.
this therapy. Yeah. So it's to us.
no, we don't know much of the thing. Like we just thought to discuss the biomagnetism and like what are the things so that we can get to know like what this thing exactly is.
Yeah.
So we are into it and we will like to like people are attracting each other with the help of biomagnetism.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may be possible.
Yeah.
And
So I have a question, like, what do you think? What can be the possible, areas of experiments, like how we can utilize this biomagnetism thing? Like, it's already there in the medicine, but what are the different areas you can think of?
yeah, like if you will be able to amplify the biomagnetic power of yours,
Mm-hmm.
then it may be possible. Like we have seen in science fiction movies, like controlling magnetic and metallic objects from far, like
Mm-hmm.
far from your reach.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that will be an application. But if you can amplify or like control this thing, and also one more thing, like everything, the electrical equipments and magnetic, every equipment has magnetic components and electric components.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can like resonate yourself or what we can say, get aligned with that frequency or get aligned with that range of the frequency, then you will be able to control those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So that things will be like power, and
Mm-hmm.
those things can possibly the explanations of some of the supernatural phenomena happening with some kind of people. Like there are people who are able to stick the uh, coins in
Time
their
coins and,
skins
yeah,
and like
yes,
spoons in their skins, and there
mm-hmm.
are people who are able to resist the electricity and all. So I think like these effects are the maybe possible reasons of that, and these are the what we can say supernatural applications. But
Applications.
good applications would be like obviously of the medical science. There, I told you the story about one doctor who used to heal the
Yeah.
wounds by
Yeah,
just touching and all.
mhm.
So, like knowing the exact thing would be great.
Great.
And there is a term for this therapy, mesmerism. Like, just Google it, then you will find that it's called
Mesmerism.
mesmerism, like healing with the biomagnetism and all.
Okay.
Mesmerism. Okay.
Yeah, it's called mesmerism. I guess I don't actually remember. I'm just let me see.
Mesmerism. Yeah, it's there. It's called mesmerism.
Yeah,
Mesmerism.
mesmerism. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dr.
that's
Mesmer
it.
coined this term.
Yeah.
So he was a doctor
So
who
that's
healed
why
that.
the name of
So
that.
that's why it was called as mesmerism. And like Adolf Hitler and one of friend of Adolf Hitler used this treatment, like use
Okay.
this therapy.
Okay. So that's
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
and
I was thinking
also
about like interacting with the smartphones. Like smartphone are everywhere, so I think there could be not only limited to the smartphones, but smart applications. Like it's more of like interact controlling the things with your brain. I can say
yeah, like
it's
the
more of interfacing your brain instead of the screens or something like that. Some sort of like Neuralink. It's doing something with the electric signals, and similarly magnetic fields too can aid that some sort of way. I can
yeah, you
think.
talked about birds, so
Mm-hmm.
I want to add one point on that. So as the what the cell phone towers are increasing, so due
Yeah.
to the electromagnetic waves generated by them are
Interfering.
confusing the migratory birds.
Yeah.
So their retina and their super advanced
Super advanced.
the navigation system is getting affected by that. And 5G will be add more spices to that. I think like it will be very bad for them.
Yeah, like talking about 5G, did you guys heard about the news that happened in Canada? Like they have banned 5G because it was causing some interference to the like airplanes. Airplanes, they shoot some range in particular range which lies in the 5G band. So what happens when they are landing? They have to shoot this signal, and they have to like make sure that the landing is clear, the roads are clear, and everything. Despite of the fact that there are clouds and other things present in the atmosphere, so they shoot this signal and it get backs, and we get a thing like yeah, landing is clear, we can definitely land on the yeah, on this thing. So what happens due to 5G network band is that they are interfering with the signal, and they are
This
causing
thing.
like malfunctioning to this
Yeah.
airplane. So immediately the Canadian, I think Canadian or US, I don't remember exactly, but Canadian or US, they have like banned 5G signals, at least 5G towers near around this airplanes,
Airport.
airports. Yeah, that's a thing. Like it's an official authoritative thing. Like they have not permission to like
Yeah.
s-
Because most of the passenger are traveling by plane. So
yeah, like you are about the plane is excused from being landed, so that's a really
that's
devastating thing
yeah.
we can think of. So
Okay,
but science will definitely evolve, and we can like get to 5G or 6G things. That's yet a
but
possibility. And
we are in very hurry.
yeah, we
Yeah.
are in very hurry. That's the problem. Hurry in technology, in terms of like
Technology. Yeah.
technology
And
is a fruit which
not
has
just
like yet
technology,
ripen,
we are
but we
not
are trying
just,
to like yeah, catch it. And
but actually the thing is that things are going more business centric, not the human thing or uh, life centric. Like the development going through the technology is not just to ensure you seamless experience on things, but also to just to provide you better experience in your streaming, just to provide you the what we can say the VR and AR and all those kind of stuff. And these things, these companies will definitely gonna collect more of your data, and
Yeah.
where this data will go, this data will be used to show you ads, and that vicious cycle is going round and round. That you well, the AR thing is the meta thing is like you will be able to buy some clothes in the virtual world, and that will be the new kind of business.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So
Basically,
we will
it's
be
opening a
coming.
chain of markets and nothing much.
So yeah, we are in a very much.
Instead, it could be more than that, but somehow it seems to be like that. Like it's around that only.
Hmm.
Anyways,
Biomagnetism, coming to the biomagnetism once
Mm.
again.
Yeah,
So I think like this biomagnetism is mm, this term is not very much older thing, but I do think that these things has existed in the older India, and like more towards the spiritual part, like people are meditating and doing some kind of activities to increase their energy and like aura and kind of thing. So those are the things which can be increased in doing the particular set of activities and particular set of like vibrations
right.
and those things, like that magnetism is what vibration and some fluctuation in the field. So I think like those things are aligning with the like the science of the
Sounds
mantras and the science of the what we can say yoga and all those things.
yeah, absolutely. Like the meditation, and you said about the signs and mantras, sounds and mantras. So actually, that could be a possibility. Like our ancient selves, they have some sort of intelligence to like gather to make use of these things, like all these chantings and sounds, to actually benefit ourselves and in some sort of sense, or any other advanced technology, I can guess. So that's the thing.
Like
Like in
you also know that levitation, uh, leviating trains. You have heard of maglev trains. So that thing uses magnetism. Like
magnetism. Yeah.
there is one magnet in the train and one magnet in there, and they repel each other, and they are
yeah,
like moving
they
through
are
this.
moving. Yeah,
Yeah. So
but
levitation could also be possible due to the use of biomagnetism if it used correctly and if people know how to use it.
Yeah, I think, but this biomagnetism, they are very weak magnetic fields, so it could be a least possible way we can levitate with this. Instead, we can use actual magnet, something like that.
So you just
Maybe,
have like there may be a possible
maybe,
way to amplify it.
amplify.
amplify.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we can take advantage of the actual current electricity present outside the world, and we can somehow inject it and make use of it. Sounds
How
like
you
that.
can inject electricity? You will die.
Yeah, that's how you can
No, we can
inject electricity.
resonate, this whatever electric, this voltage and what we can say, current flows through our body. We can just resonate the outside electricity according to it, and we might end up
You can be a
making use
current
of it.
man.
Maybe possible. And
Yeah, yeah,
Earth is a huge magnet in itself.
Yeah.
So we are. So I think like there are
So
things
it's
which
like 10 minutes
still
left
enter.
to this meet. So
Yeah, yeah. This we are very much lack of things today.
yeah,
Lack of topic and lack of proper knowledge.
right.
I thought that I will share more things on that, but I have forgotten most of the things I read 2 to 3 days ago, and I haven't revised today.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. So let me like if I get something to discuss, then we can discuss.
Just share that book you have in your hands. That what magnetic fields of the
No, I
body,
will not
fields of the
share. I
body.
first time
What was it? Fields of the human body. Fields in the
astonishing
human body.
energy fields in the human body.
Yeah. Just show the cover so that audience can get the idea.
The body's biomagnet can be made more powerful by consistently upward flow of the vital energy.
What could be the possible source of vital energies?
And also due to the lack of this magnetic power, people feel the dullness in their eyes and spiritless face, dry skin, and lethargic body, feelings of oblivion, illusion. All these things have been visible to the astronauts, like astronomers and astronauts, give rise to corresponding increases in vitality. And people who are having a great amount of these magnetic forces and biomagnetic things, they are like their vitality is more, the charm and enthusiasm is more on those people. And also like we can also relate this thing biomagnetism thing with the earth itself, because there are places which have high amount of biomagnetic effect, and there are places which are like inducing a less, sucking your biomagnetic power. So if we are able to locate these locations and measure like how exactly the most of the people were there, so we will be able to draw some kind of conclusion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's area of study which we can.
Like there are hills, okay, and there are
Yeah.
places which are like very close to the sea level. So, and there are places in the north pole, south pole, and all those
Right.
places, and also there people live, and people live nearby to that. So like if we will search the most, the magnetic effect of the earth is most at which point, so then we will be able to find that the people are of that place are how are they actually being, like their vital energy, how much they live, and how are their health conditions and their mental conditions. So we will be able to find some of the facts
Right. In
maybe.
fact, like studying the human factors in the poles is much more like it would be more interesting because in
Yeah.
in the North Pole, like every other direction is south. So it's kind it's it's amazing, like every other direction is south over there. So what else could be more amazing than that? So you can we can study like how all other directions are south. So how magnetism applies there and how it affects everything else.
And I think the magnetic effect is getting increased while we go to the up hills and all. So because we are getting close to the yeah, just take it as example, the ionosphere, the distance between ionosphere and earth gets reduced.
Yeah.
Okay, so the potential difference, like there may be some exchange in the potential difference value, and you can generate more of the biomagnetism around you, and you see that the mountain people are
More
uh,
happy and yeah, some sort of
more
energy and
happier, and
enthusiasm.
and also
Positive aura,
everyone
basically
is,
summarizing it.
yeah, and people are going to up hills and Himalayas and all those to just to meditate and do some kind of spiritual things.
Right.
So those are the maybe the possible things that they go to do there.
Absolutely. So Anubhav would like to give the conclusion.
And this is just 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ending in
You
5 seconds.
guys have got so much things about
Like we
biomagnetism.
will, I will definitely want to study more about this,
Yeah, actually, this
and
is nice and vast topic. So definitely, we have to
I
study
think
more
like
about that.
we should read one research paper,
Yeah,
one research paper on biomagnetism. Like one day we can in this in upcoming Saturday and Sunday,
yeah.
and more about this topic, and then we can also revisit the things we have said, and also we will come with more what we can say facts and study.
Yeah, facts and experiments.
Right.
So Adit, you want to conclude that
Like
meeting?
just conclude it,
Yeah,
and the meeting is ending in just 1 to 5 to 10 seconds.
So like we have started with the definition, very definition of the biomagnetism, and then we explored about the medicine part, and Akhil said about how there are some superhuman sort of beings who carry these special powers of like healing people and like interacting with the magnetic fields, like they are strong interaction with the magnetic field, something like that. And then Anubhav again flip the coin. Did he left?
yeah. I guess he is left.
Okay, so he has to like stop the live.
Streaming.
Yeah. Okay, I think I also can